Good morning. Hope you guys are doing good today. We're a little later getting on here because we had Makerspace. You guys did, like most of you did really good on your test at home too. If you haven't taken it yet, make sure you go take it. But I think almost everybody got theirs done, and we were really proud of how our kids here and kids at home did, so good job. We're gonna go over our daily rigor. This is daily rigor number 26. So well, no, we didn't post one yesterday. Yeah, we didn't post one yesterday, so we're all on the same page. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna go over number 2 first, and then we'll work through the other ones. And then make sure that you do yours online today. All right, you guys, let's take a look-see. This says, Lawrence makes and sells bracelets. This week, he will make 3 bracelets each day from Monday to Friday. He will sell all of the bracelets at a market on Saturday. If he sells each bracelet for $7, how much money will he earn? Okay, so now I want to go back. It's a lot of information. I want to go back and look just one thing at a time, okay? Sasha, look up here, pay attention. So he makes and sells bracelets. Cool. This week he's going to make 3 bracelets each day. What does each mean to do? Yeah, most of the time it's going to mean to multiply. So 3 bracelets each day. Well, how many days is he making bracelets? It says Monday to Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days. I might even write like a little 5 beside that. So that sentence right here, 3 bracelets each day for 5 days. I need to do 3 times 5, right? Equals what? 15. So he makes 15 bracelets. That's what that tells me. That tells me how many bracelets he makes. Now he's going to sell them at a market on Saturday. He sells each bracelet for $7. I want to know how much money he's going to earn. How much is he going to make? So each means to do what? Multiply. Most of the time, sometimes it'll mean divide, but here it does mean to multiply. Each bracelet is $7. So I need to take my 15 bracelets and multiply it by $7 each. So first I do 7 times 5. What does that equal? 35. I carry my 3. And then 7 times 1 is 7 plus 3 is 10. So it was 105, okay? All right. Yes, I think like 11 of you guys got that. I thought it was 11. Okay. Owen, are you the helper today? Yes. All right, come on up. It's your time to shine. Woo! Here you go. Let me move the paper. Look at. Let's start with letter A. It says describe each model with the decimal. So they give you fractions shaded, and you're going to write a decimal. And if we're doing it up here, you better have it all on your paper too, okay? Okay. Did you put a decimal point?
No. So he did a fraction.
So you wrote 13/20ths? No, it says a decimal, not a fraction. We're writing a decimal number. Let me help you with this one. How many whole things are filled up? Okay, so write a 1 here. How many are shaded over here? See, that's it. Okay, so do the next one. How do I say that first number?
1 and
1 and 3/10, right?
1 and 3/10.
1 and 3/10. Okay. All right, y'all say that number. 3 and 7/10. Good. I'll say that one. 2 and 1 10. Good. And say this last one. 3 and 5 10. Okay, good job. Pick somebody.
Julian.
Okay. On this one, it just says shade the acute triangle. So that means it has all 3 acute angles. So it'd be this triangle. That's a little one, that's a little one, that's a little one. Acute just means that it's smaller than 90 degrees. Okay? All right. Why don't you do C for us? Angle T measures 90 degrees. Identify the measure of angle F. So this is a little geometry, but you already know how to do this. You're just finding the missing number. You know that the total is 90. You've got a piece of it. You just need to subtract. So we've got 25 degrees for angle F, and then 45 degrees for the other angle F. Good. Why don't you pick 2 people?
Justin and Alex.
Okay, and they're gonna like. Okay, Justin, do these 3. Okay, do these 3 then, and Alex do these 2. So describe each point with a decimal. Remember, when you're looking at a number line, look at like the numbers that are marked on it. Always look at the starting point, the ending point. This one has numbers in between as well, so it's really important you look at that. And they even give you a freebie. They already did one of them for you that kind of gets you going. Okay. Yeah, we should all know how to do it.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5.
Alex. We got Justin. All right, they did good, y'all.
Yeah.
They circled the numbers on here. We're dealing with decimals, so we're going to either be doing tenths or hundredths. It's pretty obvious this isn't split up into 100 pieces. So they just counted here. We knew this one was 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths. And then you get to 1, so you've got 1 and 1 tenth, 1 and 2 tenths, 1 and 3 tenths. Okay? They did good. Looks awesome. Y'all can both pick somebody. We'll make it work. Let's do this. So like Adrian, you do number 1. And then Bobby, do number 4, because I already did number 2. All right, we're doing 2 at a time.
Okay.
It says the stem and leaf plot shows the approximate number of minutes that 24 athletes exercised yesterday. So remember, in the stem and leaf plot, it's like one side is the tens and one side is the ones. How many athletes exercised more than 40 but fewer than 60? So does that include 40?
No.
No, because it says more than 40. Does it include 60?
No.
It says fewer than 60, so it doesn't include either of those, but we're just looking at the end of the Yeah, Bobby, either use black or purple, okay? We want it to show up good at home, too.
Okay. There's this. There's no zero, so there's no zero. So that these are 57.
How'd you get 5?
There's no zero.
But remember that this represents the amount of minutes. So this would be 40 minutes, 40 minutes. That's 45 minutes, 45 minutes, 45 minutes, 45 minutes. There's just nothing here. So what number up here, what number is shown on here that is between 40 and 60? Yeah, and we said we're not, so we said it doesn't include 40, so it doesn't include any of those, and it doesn't include any of those. So what do you have left? Which 5s? Those. Not those 2, because that's 65, and we have to stay below 60. So just those. So how many times did the 5 show up? 4. So that's it. Okay. Y'all try not to let these confuse you, because it's saying how many people exercise between 40 and 60 minutes. So I'm not counting 40. These all represent 40 minutes. These all represent 60 minutes. So I'm not counting those. There's nothing here. So I'm only counting these. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 athletes that all exercise 45 minutes. Okay, so the answer's 4 on that.
On the thing. Now wait,
You can pick somebody, Adrian. All right, now Bobby says, Elladora drew a quadrilateral. The length was 22 centimeters and the width was 8 centimeters. Which equation can be used to find P, the perimeter of the quadrilateral? So perimeter means to do what?
Add all the sides.
Add up all the sides. And a quadrilateral has how many sides? 4. A quadrilateral has 4 sides. No, here, go pick somebody. This is sensitive. You go pick somebody. I can see. So think about it. We have a quadrilateral. It's 4 sides. They say the length is 22 centimeters. So that would be 22 centimeters. And the width was 8 centimeters. Which one of these equations shows waterfall? Because we don't have an equation up here that says 8 plus 8 plus 22 plus 22. They made it a little bit more fancy. We can't, if we do 8 times 22, that's going to be a lot. How many times do we see the number 22? And how many times do we see the number 8? 2. So it would be B, 2 times 22 plus 2 times 8. And at home, there you go. Okay, so let's see. Ted, Adrian, you pick Jaylene. And then Bobby pick somebody and we'll finish this thing up.
Yeah.
All right, Jaylene, come on up. Make sure y'all can see all these at home. Here we go. Which one do you want to do? Okay. All right, you'll do the bottom one. Sasha, do you remember how to do these? You can like do the butterfly, multiply to see if they're equal. All right, so Jaylene has, Janine rode her unicycle 5/10 miles yesterday. If she rides 8/10 miles today, how far will she have ridden her unicycle? That's asking how far, so what do y'all think we need to do? Thumbs up if you did number 5. If you didn't, make sure you're doing it right now. So Jaylene's just adding those decimals. She made sure she lined everything up, brought her decimal down. And she ends up with 1 3/10 miles. Good job. Okay. You're good. So what's 4 times 1?
4.
Okay, so write a 4. No, let's just use the black. And then, no, it's fine. You don't have to erase it. Okay. We got that. And then do the 4 times 2. And what is that? So are those equal?
No.
No, so that's out. And now she's just 3 times 2 is 6, and 4 times 1 is, are those equal?
No.
No. So keep going. You should have learned how to do this last year. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Do those match?
Yeah.
Well, they sure do. So that's going to be your answer. If we, let's check D. We've got 4 times 1 is 4, and 2 times 1 is 2, and those don't match, so it's got to be C. Let me give you a point. Y'all put your name on those. I'm going to pick them up. Put your name on them. I'm going to pause you guys for a second while we get ready, so just get out your whiteboard, journal, something to write with, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. So we just finished up our multiplication unit, and today we're going to get into division, all right? So in this unit, you guys are going to learn how to do long division. It's one of like the big things that we learn in 4th grade. We're going to kind of ease into it today, and we're going to talk about dividing by tens and hundreds and thousands. So like with multiplication, it was pretty easy to multiply by tens and hundreds and thousands. Same with division. So let's make a little. Let me put my title. Our title is just divide tens, hundreds, thousands. So let's write it in. Purple.
Teachers and students, pardon the interruption. At this time, we are getting ready to do our first fire drill of the year. Boys and girls, normally when we have a fire drill, we sound our alarm, but since it's our first time and we have a lot of new students at our school, we don't want to scare anyone. And so I want to let you know what exactly a fire drill is. So we sound the alarm, and then we practice walking outside.
We're about to do a fire drill here at school, so I'm going to pause you guys again, and I'll be right back. Probably in about 10 minutes. Okay, friends, we're back. Just a little fire drill. You could do your own little pretend fire drill at home, you know? Okay, so let's get into, we're going to divide by tens, hundreds, and thousands today, all right? So let me put up a little division problem. We're going to do 120, so write this in your journal. We're going to do 120 divided by 4, okay? And before we start working this out, let's label the different parts. So I can write this another way too. I'll write it like this. This is the other way I can write this. So like last year, you would see division like this, like 64 divided by 8 equals 8, because it's just your times tables backwards, like you learned all these facts. So you would see it written sideways like this. This year, you're going to see it written like with this little thing. The big number always goes on the inside, and the number you're dividing it by goes on the outside, and then your answer goes on the top, okay? So we've got our little vocabulary cards. So this is the dividend, and the dividend is the number being divided in a division problem. So see, it has the end on the inside. So the dividend, that's your big number, okay? That's your number on the inside, the number being divided. So let's label it. Let's write dividend. Dividend. I'm going to go with green. I'm gonna write it up here. Okay, so that bigger number that you're dividing, that's your dividend. Yep, label it. Okay, and then the number that's being divided is called the divisor. The divisor is the number that divides into the dividend in a division problem. So your smaller number that's being divided, that's your divisor. Okay, so let's label that too. And then our answer, which we don't know our answer yet, but the answer is going to be called your quotient. And you guys heard these words last year. You may not remember them, but you definitely heard them. Chase was like, nope. So the answer is called the quotient. And I can go ahead and I'll label that spot when we answer our problem, okay? So how we solve this, we're going to go through a couple steps. So let's write step one. Step one is we find our basic fact. So those would be like the facts that you learned in 3rd grade. So in this problem, and really all of the problems that you're going to be doing with these, because they're all multiples of 10, you take off the 0, okay? So now what do I have? 12 divided by 4. So that's my basic fact. That's what that means. So write 12 divided by 4. So basically all that means, find the basic fact, it really just means take that 0 off to see what you're working with. So then it's just 12 times 4, which is pretty simple. What's 12 times 4? Or 12 divided by 4 is 3, right? So 12 divided by 4 is 3. We can go ahead and write that. We already know that. So next, step 2. Step 2 is to rename number. You'll see. Because we looked at our basic facts. So we took the 0 off and we said, well, 12 divided by 4, we know that that's 3, okay? So now we need to rename our number. So 120, because that's what we're actually dividing, right? So 120 equals 120 equals 12 what?
12 tens.
Equals 12 tens. Okay? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. So 120 equals 12 tens. So this is just kind of to like break it down to like make it make more sense, like where it's coming from, like how this relates to 120, okay? Because 120 is 12 tens. So then next we just divide it. So for 3 we divide. So if I say, up here I said 12 divided by 4 equals what, y'all? 3. If I add the 0 on, exactly, then 120 divided by 4 equals what? Say it like proud. 30. Because all I do is add a 0 on. So really all you need to know are your basic facts. Because we're going to get into long division and all the steps that go with it. We're going to really get into that next week because a bunch of you guys are coming back to school. So we didn't want to start it today before you came back. We can do this without working out long division. So these are like your freebies. These are your easy ones. So like multiplying by 10 and 100, that was easy. We just added the 0 on the end. That's really all you do here too, okay? Let's see, fire drill. Okay, let's get out our, leave your journal open so you have this. And let's get out our, no, we're gonna use our Envision book today. You guys, did you label them? Okay. At home, why don't you get your whiteboard, or if you want to just stay in your journal, that's fine. And we're going to just do a few practice ones so we can get used to it. And I'm going to label my quotient too. Jojo Point, raise your hand. What was my quotient? Bobby? It was 30, okay? Because the quotient is the answer. So I'm going to write it up here and label it so I can finish that. So the quotient, the answer is 30. All right. All right, so everybody have that? Now we're going to be on page 369. What? Page 369. Let me give Bobby his point. Thumbs up when you're there. Okay. All right, let's work through a few of them. I have my paper up here so I can work through them with you. Let's just start with number 1. You see number 1 at the top? For guided practice. So these are kind of neat because it breaks it down. You go through them and get bigger. So we're going to start with, we have 28 divided by 7. Let's see, Rebecca, what's 28 divided by 7? It's 4. Okay, easy peasy, right? You knew that from last year. You should know that from last year. Next, right underneath it, it says 280 divided by 7. So we follow the little steps. We find our basic fact, which is the same thing. So we know that 28 divided by 7 is 4. And how many zeros do I have? 1. So I just add that little 0 right onto the end. So I get 40. Okay. Then we've got 2,800 divided by 7. So now it's the same thing. You just need to know the basic fact here. So we know that 28 divided by 7 is 4. And how many zeros do I have? 2. So the answer is 400. Easy, right? No big deal. Okay. Let's do one more together and then maybe I'll set you free. Because you guys are getting it. So the next one we've got 64 divided by 8. Nicholas, what's 64 divided by 8? So you can think, what times 8 equals 64? Ooh, could I dream? Will you help him out? It's 8. 64 divided by 8 is 8. That's our basic fact. So next we've got 640 divided by 8. Still gonna have the 8. And I just count my 0. There's 1 0. Put it over here. Okay? Thumbs up if this makes sense. Okay. I thought you guys would get it pretty quick. Then if I have 6,400, what would be my answer for this one, Dante? It would be 800 because I just have my 8 for 64 divided by 8, and I got 2 zeros. Good. You know what? Well, we only have about not even 10 minutes. So why don't you work on this page and just see what you can get done on this 369, okay? So see what you can get done.
Can I please get a restroom and fill my water bottle?
Just wait until we're about to go to special, so just wait a second. And at home, you guys have your assignment to work on, so just go get that done. And please make sure that you're getting your exact path minutes too. And let us know if you have any questions. Sorry for all the interruptions today. We will see you later. Bye.